the mother, the brother.
Exactly, but where it is
the father too.
Where it is not specified, the order of priority is spouse number one.
No, it didn't say that place. Sorry, it didn't say that place. You have to provide for me the law. It didn't say that place. You know me, I'm trying to go by the law. You can try to bring out the law too, I will go by it. So if a wife cannot inherit the husband in Yoruba land, how can priority go to her? Well, now we should be coming back to Marriage Act. That depends whether it is statutory marriage or customary marriage, which has to play, right? That's where you are going.
Yeah.
If it's statutory marriage under the act, like the Yabo Joe and the wife and the guy, they married under the act. Yes. So as married under the act, automatically the wife take over. It's the next of kin. That Yabo Joe and the so automatically the wife take over. They married under the act. The kind of marriage, the background, the marriage that it is always about the man. Nigeria is a patriarchal system whereby men have a lot of say. Right? So one, they will check what kind of marriage did that man married. Was it just customary marriage and church, or they went to do English marriage? Because when you do English marriage, the rights that British women have, American women have, you have that right, even though you are in Nigeria. But if you do not do that one, if you only do the customary one, which men have oppression over women, in the custom of Nigeria, men have oppression over women. I will never advise my own child or daughter to marry any man in Nigeria just by culture. In fact, you will go and do the marriage under the act in the first before you go marry culture. I know okay. Because it's cheating. Nigerian culture is oppressive to women. If women was married to Mohbad under the act right now, nobody can come from anywhere and be talking about property. The wife goes automatically. Right now in this case, what they do is that the custom of Mohbad will come into play. If in the custom of Mohbad, once they lost anybody, the head of the family, Olori Ebi, comes in and asks for who is legitimate. Their own is to come and appropriate it, not to claim it. They will ask for who is legitimate and then push it over to who is legitimate. And which hereby gives Baba Mohbad the right to come in and says, I want to take charge of this property so I cannot distribute it to how many wives Mohbad have, to how many children Mohbad have, who is legitimate, because Yoruba culture says that the person inheriting has to be legitimate. If you are a child adopted, you cannot earn property in the Yoruba customary law. You cannot. You must be legitimate. A child born from that man, otherwise you cannot inherit.
Okay, let me cite this law for you. Yes. Let me cite this law.
In this case,
listen to this law. Administration of, have you seen this law before? Administration of estate law in Lagos.
Can you please read it? Okay, go on.
Administration of estate law, chapter 3, laws of Lagos State. Go and read part 2 of it. Administration of estate law of Lagos State.
Yeah, go on.
Part 2. Let me go to part 2. Which okay, part 2. Devolution of real estate. Okay. Part 2, subsection 2 says the personal representative for the time being of a deceased person as deemed in law is what? Is heirs. 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 And assigned within the meaning of all trusts and powers. The personal representative shall be the representative of the deceased in regard to this real estate to which he was entitled for an interest not ceasing on his death, as well as regard to his personal estate. Okay, what is the important thing is that number 2 that says shall be deemed to be his heirs. Heirs. His heirs.
So who is the heir? Are you reading devolution of real estate?
Devolution of real estate on personal representative, yes.
That is which devolution of real estate on personal representative, right?
Yeah.
So let me read it out here, maybe so that you can have enough time to analyze it. So here from me. So wherever you want to start, let's tell me to stop. So 1, real estate to which a deceased person was entitled for an interest not ceasing on his death. Please be muted, there is nothing in the background. Where is the noise coming from? Real estate to which a deceased person was entitled for an interest not ceasing on his death shall on his death and notwithstanding any testamentary disposition thereof devolve from time to time on the personal representative of the deceased. On the personal representative of the deceased in like manners as before. The commencement of this law charters real devolved on the personal representative from time to time of a deceased person. Then 2, the personal representative for the time being of a deceased person are deemed in law his heirs and assigns within the meaning of all trusts and powers. Can you see? They have defined that personal representative. The personal representative in subsection 1 is, it said the personal representative for the time being of a deceased person are deemed in law his heirs. 1 is heirs. 1.
That's all.
No, please wait. Please. His heirs. And assigned with the meaning of all
and
powers. Okay.
So who is the heir?
Is Wunmi the heir?
It's the son.
Which son? The one that is not determining the. I want to talk about the spouse. You're talking about the spouse or whoever that is handling the bank account. That's where your point is. I'm the one giving you this point. Now, Mohbad will come in and check whether there's any legitimacy. Like what the head of the family does in Yoruba culture, they will come in, like the Olorebim, they will check how many wives the man married when he was alive. If he married 2, 3, 4, 5 wives, they will divide the property according to the number of wives, no longer children. Even if one wife have children or not, they will distribute according to all the wives, as long as he married them customarily.
Customarily, yes.
But if there is only one wife, and need children, then the eldest.
Now pause there. Oh yeah, let's go customarily now. Idigi. If it is 1, 2, 3, 4, they will distribute according to what you said. I agree with you. It will go on Idigi. Now it's only one Igi.
Ori Ojori.
No, it is now Igi, one Igi.
It's Ori Ojori. We have 2 methods, either Idigi or Ori Ojori.
Idigi is wives. You use wives.
There are only 2 methods to share property. Either
let me explain. Ori Ojori means you will disregard Idigi and focus on the children. The children now mean whether you are 60 or you are 10 or you are 5, all of you are equal. That is where you have number of children. So you distribute according to the children.
Yes, let's make something clear.
So now that there's only one Idigi and there's only one child, what do?
Yeah, that's why I said that the legitimate child, like there's one wife, okay, it is a child of that wife that will survive. If there's no child, it is the brothers and sisters in Yoruba land. That's how it's done.
Now there is a child now.
If there's a child, the Olori will come and check how legitimate that child is. A bastard don't inherit property in Yoruba. Land.
You have now gone to. Don't let us bring bastard. Let us.
The law says legitimate child. It has to be a blood child, not adopted. If you are adopted, even if there's proof, sorry.
And by this, in Mohbad's case, there's no adoption here. In Mohbad's case,
yeah, and I'm saying that the father will verify whether that child is
so which is now why DNA is important.
Thank you very much. That's why I said that I don't know who is managing Mohbad. It is all this nonsense Gurexi and Mamuyiwa are doing. They are mismanaging this man. They are making this man not know his rights, and everything is just like swindling left and right. This
maybe he knows. That's why. Maybe he knows now. That's why he's asking for DNA.
You know what I see here, Mayegun? It is very public that push Mohbad to be asking for DNA. But when it comes to the legal work of it, Baba doesn't have people who have that interest. His legal representative are being guided by Muyiwa.
Hold on. You mentioned legitimate. Where did you see legitimate from? Where did you read the word legitimate? Like it has to be legitimate.
Can you please read the Yoruba customary law of interstate? Please, when you have the time. That's what you say. It's a legitimate.
Mention the word legitimate.
I read it from the archive. Just put it up, Yoruba customary law of inheritance, and you will see it there. It says legitimate child. You always have legitimate, and that's what distinguishes that a bastard can't inherit in Yoruba land.
Okay.
Cannot. But maybe under the English law, yes, you can inherit. And under the, as long as it's proven that you are adopted, you can inherit. But in not even in Igbo land, not even in Yoruba land, it cannot happen. The family will come in. So again, that's why I said that, right? I'm just pained that this case is not being handled the right way. I'm a man. Mohbad is a man. If he can be cheated this way, okay, any other man can be treated the same way. Okay, and if we are honest, that's why we are trying to call for people who have the goodness of this case, who have the goodness of to direct this man. But we come up with where they got everybody.
Okay, this is what I said. This is what I've got. It is a native law and custom of the Yoruba that has been judicially noticed that it is only the children, male and female, in bracket, of the deceased who are entitled to inherit the estate of the deceased person. That is the law of Yusuf and Dauda, 1990. Only the children. The word legitimate was not mentioned.
Did not. No, you're not reading Yoruba law of inheritance. You are just quoting somebody, citing. Please, just Google
this is a judgment. This is a judgment. This is a judgment. 1990. This is a judgment.
Wait. Are you saying that the brother of the deceased cannot inherit the deceased by that law you just read?
It is the from this law. It is say only the children.
So it means the wife too cannot. It means the DG method is wrong, right?
The DG method. No, the DG method is not wrong. I'm not saying DG method is wrong. Okay.
There's a particular case that they are citing, but I don't think only is there is correct. That word only is not correct. Read that, please. Read what you just read again. Let me explain something. I think there's something you are misunderstanding. Read that thing again.
Okay. Now this is okay. It's not a law per se. It is a question and answer where a question and the lawyer answered and quoting the law. Who is entitled to inherit a deceased property under the Yoruba native law and custom? And the answer is, it is a native law and custom of the Yoruba that has been judicially noted. It is only the children, male and female, of the deceased who are entitled to inherit the estate of the deceased person. Yusuf versus Dada, 1990, and Adisa versus Ladoko, 1973.
Thank you very much. Let me explain the reason why they use that adjective. That it is only, they are talking about a certain case whereby there were some other children that were not the actual children of that man. So they are not entitled. So it is only the children who are entitled that can inherit the property. That's legitimate.
So to prove that only, you need to go through some is that what you're saying? To prove
you can read it up. Just Google Yoruba customary law of inheritance. You will see it there. Black and white. I took some law courses and I took time to go through this case. I mean justice for Mohbad. That's why sometimes you see me, I get mad at people managing Mohbad. I see things that are very clear like this. I know how much I was shouting Odumosu. I shouted Muyiwa. They say Papa no hate Muyiwa. Papa no hate Odumosu. And I'm shouting correct again. Because what I see, they are using somebody to persuade Mohbad. Even if the whole public come right now, tell this man, do this. The man will still go and tell some certain people who will disagree that he cannot do it. And I don't know what they have against the man. And everything will just not work. That's what is happening. And I don't know who they are answering to. They have another big master that they are answering to. They are there for an assignment, not because of love. How can Mohbad just pass? Somebody like Guresi will just become Baba Mohbad friend for 2 years.
Okay, now, Paparano. In all fairness, now let's remove legitimacy or illegitimacy. Let's remove it now. Let's assume that Mohbad has a son and has a wife, recognized wife, and has a son. So, do you now think Baba Mohbad should come into the estate of Mohbad?
It depends if that child, the way it's done in Yoruba culture, if that
let's
child,
assume that it is, don't let us go about legitimacy or no. This is a child. Let's assume that is his son legitimately.
That's what I'm saying. I say every household, we all have Yoruba custom, but every household have some little differences, how they appropriate properties. A little differences.
Yeah,
right? In that household, because like me, I'm from the larger household, right? I don't come from a household whereby, like in the Igbo South, like they have this stuff against women whereby the men will come in, all those Ada, Umada, whatever. They are so Igbo men like to come to take property of their brothers, But in our own household, it doesn't happen. Now what they do is that they will call the woman. Okay, they will see whatever is available. Then, if there is no, there will be a meeting of the families. And there will be a meeting for sure. So in that meeting, they will remove their eyes. It's not done frequently from where I come from. They will, because me too, I don't see myself doing such. So what we do, we will just appropriate that it is the right people, that I will cry with them, and then we'll say yes. Like if the child is grown up, can make decision, all right? The family they will just have a meeting where instead of consoling each other, okay, and even in that meeting, the eldest son who is capable will take charge, will speak, and will do the needful. But if the child is small, the head of the family will come in and appropriate things that from now on, everything that is left by the deceased, use it to take care of this child. It belongs to him, blah, 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 and it happens like that. So
you are saying that for Wunmi and her son to have their rightful place, both of them still need the support of the Baba or the family.
Sure. They cannot. Wunmi in Yoruba land, a woman can take a property, but it's not automatically. You don't just
automatic,
and claim that now from now on you own this as who give it to you. It has to go through the process where there will be a family meeting. And the head of the family will come in and be sure that yes, there's no foul play in the death of their brothers or in the death of their son. Because anybody can just wake up, any woman can wake up, kill the man and take property. Usually the brother will be looking at you. No. They will come in and that everything is right. That's why they have check-up. When they check up everything is right, they will cry with you, love you, and then they will give it to you. They will do the culture, pass it to you, not to come claim it. So that's how it's done.
And what more I believe is that at the end of the day, Wunmi is still going back to that route of Baba of the family.
That's what we are exactly. It will still have to.
No. Very wicked lady. People managing Baba Mohbad, they have choked him. If you guys know the way we analyze this DNA issue, they try to use different platforms to try to silence this man, but we defended him on this DNA so much that we gave different reasons why the father has every right to question the paternity of the grandchild. There's been so many controversies about the child, and the situation of death of the father of the son it doesn't look conspicuous. And also, there's a case of inheritance. Mohbad is a rich guy, all right, and the son also bears the name of the Aloba family. And the Aloba family, they do not, not every family entertain bastards. In a family where bastards are not entertained, they have every right to check whether anybody is a bastard or not. All right. So if the man comes to that understanding that he has reasonable grounds to request for DNA to check whether the information that he's been hearing, whether it's correct, because he doesn't want a shame to the Aloba family. That father is representing the Aloba family. and he doesn't want a shame. There have been so many speculations by so many Nigerians, so many people around the world, and he doesn't want this. He's trying to put that to rest, and thereby demand.
Yeah, it's correct on that. You're very correct.
A medical process, a DNA, a medical process. You know,
Ababa is correct on that.
So that is not too much. But the people managing him are the problem. Because look at it. How do you have a son in the house? You have some shit. You have Odumosu, which we have been complaining about all this while. They went to give Odumosu everything. It's like a plan. And if we don't speak Guresi, the reason why Guresi left my platform is because I speak too much. I tell them what they should be doing, and they don't like it. They like to go to platform who only worship them, who only wait for disappointment. That is what they do. Look at every other platform. All these guys, since they ran away, since they left me, tell me what they are doing. Tell me what they are achieving. Thank God Yomi came into this case. Without Yomi, Damola will not be arrested. One of the biggest achievements of Yomi Fabiyi today. He through him, one of the 15 persons that were in that house was arrested. It was only spending out of the 15 people.
Going back to
Yomi Fabiyi, Damola was arrested. If there was no Yomi Fabiyi, Damola will never be arrested. No, please wait, please. Stop. Let me finish that conversation. It's very important that we establish it. We have time to criticize Yomi. When he does well, we have to hammer it. He's a human being. He's a human being. Okay? He did so well in that regard. And that is the biggest achievement of Yomi Fabiyi in this case. 10, 20 years coming from now. It was when Yomi came to this case that one of the suspects in that house was also arrested for one of the similar crime of concealing evidence, knowing what happened to Mohbad and not speaking. Damola has abused Mohbad's father. The so-called legal team did nothing about it. Damola lied that when Baba Mohbad came to that house that night, that Baba was looking for password. For Mohbad password, he was looking for chain and so many other nasty things Damola says to Mohbad.
The guy is
it is nothing bad if he's arrested. To go answer for all these things he's running his mouth about.
I want to talk about
you will not have been arrested.
Yeah, that's a good plus. That's a plus.
Me, I want to talk about
even if Yomi doesn't achieve anything again, with that alone, he was able to.
All right. So for me right now, everything that Baba Mohbad is doing concerning the DNA, it shows that they entertained a bastard in their family. It's everything they are doing.
Please, you have to be careful. I hope you don't attach. I hope you don't. Please wait. I hope you don't attach the word bastard to an innocent baby who has not been proven. You don't do that.
I said,
listen to my word. I use my word carefully, please. I use my word carefully. I said in Joseph Aloba family, if that family doesn't entertain bastard, there's a family that doesn't entertain bastard. If that family doesn't entertain bastard, and they have a good reason of suspecting that there may be a situation like that, and they decide to call for a DNA test, it's not a bad thing.
Yeah.
Hey, did Kola call for DNA of all the children they brought?
Papa never called that child a bastard, and nobody can call that child a bastard.
Kola Abiola did DNA for all the children that came saying it was Abiola. My Abiola is my father. He conducted DNA on none of them before he could appropriate anything.
There was a will.
No. There are some. Hold on. There are some that are no will that they were coming. There are some that came later that Nababa gets inside.
Any child that we inherit, they will steal DNA on them.
He did DNA, yes.
So let me talk. I said, according to Baba Mohbad attitude, let's be sincere. In the beginning of this justice,
I can't hear you very well. I can't hear you very well.
I say that in the beginning of justice for Mohbad, Patapata. About what it was that initiated it. It is the public, and me has already its inspiration. Give this so person is sleeping with another person, and he did not DNA by himself. He has already accepted. Either it is not for my child, either it is by my child. So according to what you quoted, that some family, they might entertain it. So, and that is why I'm coming from the aspect that Baba entertained it. Even Adura entertained it. And that is why they are not taking serious step. They don't even about that.
Please, you can't use that. Please, you can't use that. Now,
okay, what step
please wait. You can't use that word. This has to use the word illegitimate. Whether illegitimate, whether bastard, it's all synonymous. Okay, that's the point. But I never call any young child a bastard, and I will never do so. Okay, anybody who called any child a bastard without evidence, I think that's nice.
Even in Nigerian law, there's no bastard child. In Nigerian law today, listen. In Nigerian law today, there's no bastard child in Nigerian law.
Nobody is calling anyone a bastard.
So now, let me answer to what you said. Let me answer to what you said. I heard you very well. Okay, I think you didn't understand very well. I heard you very well. So the thing is this, Aduke, right? You as a father, let's say you are Mohbad father, and you have heard in the beginning that Wunmi put something in Mohbad food, okay, and also that Wunmi goes to the next door to had, extramarital affairs with another man, to have fun with another man. Let me say you have heard this, right, in the past. But looking at things, the situation of things, what was happening at that time, did not give you strong reason to challenge it. Did not mean that you didn't hear something. But you do not have strong reason to challenge it. But after Mohbad died, with the way Mohbad died, and the way Nigerians came into it, analyzed everything, and plus the death of Mohbad, and with the way Wunmi is reacting, that man may have a good reason to now call for it. So you understand? To listen to people who are analyzing and say, oh, I think this makes sense. And plus what I've heard before, plus what is happening right now, I think I can call for this. So you get. Yeah, okay.
It think. Not that it come up.
You don't realize, you don't learn at once now. You learn as you move on. What you know December 2023 in this case is not what you know right now. Right now there are some things you can say authoritatively, totally forward by yourself. But before you will know it, but the circumstances will not give you. Mohbad is still alive then. Baba will hear it and say, we are normal thing now. We go, after the Mohbad is there, go shift from right. That after all Mohbad is there, let him challenge it by himself. Okay? But now Mohbad is no longer there. And who is the right person who can make the call? It's him. And he's doing it.
Okay, Papayano, you have a good point. What the aspect me I'm coming from is that immediately when Mohbad banged, Baba never come up with that. You are defending Baba.
You may not have the understanding.
He has no ground for it now.
It means that
he has no ground for it.
Okay.
He's seen everything. You cannot have every solution. Does that, for example, right now, if very dark man, the way very dark man is relaxed, right? He's not in the problem. Baba is the one in the problem. His head is not settled. But he has to listen to people and see what they are all saying and put it together and see whether it makes sense. If it makes sense, he called for it. And people were pressuring. People wanted it to happen. People see it as the way forward. And he too see that it is not bad. He see that it's not bad. Let me use my power that I have in this family to call for it. Without people fine, he may not be intelligent to understand that he was cheated. Sometimes you can be cheated and you will not know. It is somebody that will say, I want them to cheat Aduke. That person will now come and tell you what they are doing to you. You say, has it happened to you before? It can happen to anybody. But the issue me I've always had is the people around him. Because I see them there for a purpose. They don't mean well. There's nothing good that comes from them. No matter the good analysis we do today, if we are having a way forward, the people around Mohbad, I don't know what they are feeding that man with. Even when we who are afar, we are seeing that the house is burning. Those who are in the house, they are okay. It means they have a problem. It is always either from the internet, Papayano, book say this, that it will come that what is happening with that the legal team is not good. Gurexi, who is there monitoring the man, saying everything, he doesn't see nothing not good. That's why you don't see him active. Gurexi is just there acting double face. I'm telling you, it is better. I would have preferred that Baba Mohbad is only with Bukky Jesse. Or even the likes of all these serious guys. At least I can see their activity. I can't say Gurexi. That guy is political. He's more intelligent than what he's doing. He's supposed to have detected that Odumosu is doing all these things right from time. We probably doesn't need to come and say this thing before Gurexi knows these things. That's why I get mad at Gurexi, because this guy sleep on my platform 24 hours in the past. I expect him to do too much where he is. I don't expect anybody like Gurexi to be fighting against Yomi Fabi. I expected him to work with Yomi Fabi, but he was fighting against the man. It means he's trying to protect his own interests too.
Only if they have the same objective, they can work together.
Exactly. And they are trying to Adibin Yomi Fabi played the game of okay, Mark Teliba from Baba Mohbad so that Malik Jemulabe as well. If Yomi had played the game that I won't come for Baba, whatever he's doing. But that is not just
defend Gurexi. I want to defend Gurexi. And the reason why I want to defend Gurexi is what does Baba done to Yomi? That Yomi is coming for Baba. Can you point it out?
See what I'm saying this way. I'm saying that, get my point. People can be more intelligent than people and manipulate people. When you trust people so much, there are some things they will tell you that you will just be acting in that way. You will know that they are manipulating you for their own interest. You will not know so. So you get, so somebody is fueling Baba Mohbad. All this song this man is singing. You think the man just wake up and be singing, there are people who are insisting, pushing him to do those things.
Sorry, did you
are using him to do those things?
Did you mention Obalori Afefe in his song?
Sorry.
It's only Gewedu and Patakupa he mentioned. Did you mention about?
You mentioned Balori Afefe. Let me play the song.
No, you two, you are there. Balori Afefe. Balori Afefe. Kabiyesi you.
So I understand why Gurexi is coming for. He's not.